Mr. Lewis kept a shop on the corner with two cracked mirrors and a radio low. He could line you up and read your silence better than most folks you know. Hair on the floor like a little old Seasons. Sun through the town and the steam. And every man who sat in that barber chair laid down more than he meant. In that barber chair blues, truth got trimmed real close. No preacher's robe, no Holy Ghost, just a steady hand and a look that knew how life can cut and still leave you with them barber chair blues. He'd say, son, don't chase every loud thing. Some storms only want your name. And don't mistake a pretty smile for a heart that can hold your pain. Then he turned that chair back toward the mirror, brushed the collar knot once slow. Like wisdom don't need a spotlight, it just needs a place to grow. Now the shop is gone, turned into something with chrome and glass and no old soul. But I still hear them Saturday stories like they're stitched into my coat. And when the week gets mean and crooked, when my own thoughts cut too deep, I remember how that room made men feel less scared of what they keep. Some songs come from stages, some come from backroom truths. Mine came with clippers humming and them barber chair blues. Just a steady hand and a look that knew how life can cut and still leave you with them barber chair blues. Yeah, life can cut but leave you true. That's them barber chair blues. There was a chain link court of Wentworth, where the blacktop baked all July. Boys played ball till the street lamps buzzed, and grown men watched with folded eyes. Not for scholarships or headlines, not for scouts or magazine fame, just for pride in neighborhood weather and the right to call your own name. Some came in boots from second shift, still smelling like grease and wire, just to watch one kid rise off the pavement like the city still climbed higher. That black top hem still rings in me. Sneakers, sweat, and memory. Ball on asphalt, breath in heat. Dreams learning rhythm on tired feet. Yeah, that black top hem was rough, not prim, but it taught us how not to quit within. I had a cousin named Deshaun Parker, could fake a left and break your knees. Not mean, just smooth like Sunday, with a laugh that moved easy. He said, man, the trick ain't winning, the trick is staying loose. Like somehow he knew before any of us what life would ask us to prove. Then one bad year took him southward, work kids renting miles. But every summer when I hear a ball bounce, I still see that old half smile. That court held more than jump shots, held first love, held first shame, held the way boys become men too quick when the world gets rough with names, held funerals and quiet huddles, held jokes that saved a week, held the kind of truth that only comes when the proud get tired of being sleek. And the blues live there too, believe me, in every dribble after dark, in every shot that hits clean, chain like hope finding its mark. So let the guitar lean like summer, let the groove stay cracked and white. Some songs are born in velvet rooms, some rise off courts outside. And if I ever lose my center, when the years get mean and dim, I'll go back to that old asphalt choir and that blacktop hymn. The blacktop hymn still rings in me. Sneakers, sweat, and memory. Ball on asphalt, breath in heat. Dreams, learning rhythm on tired feet. Yeah, that blacktop hymn was rough, not prim, but it taught us how not to quit within. Yeah, not to quit, not to fold or dim. I still hear the city in that blacktop hymn. in the basement of a brick 6 flat, where the pipes knock all night long. I keep the furnace talking steady while the whole cold city moans. Nobody sees me before dawn, with my lunch pail and my key. But I know every tired radiator like they're kin to me. I got a boiler room heart, burning out of sight, keeping little lives warm through a hard black night. Ain't no spotlight down here, ain't no applause to start, just fire, rust, and duty in a boiler room heart. There's a widow on the second floor who leaves bread out for the birds. A young couple on the third floor, always fighting with sharp words. A drummer on the 5th floor landing who sleeps half the day away, and a baby in the back apartment who cries till the pipes all shake. I may not know their whole stories, but I know what winter means, and how one good flame can matter more than most folks ever see. Dreams lose pressure too, but I trust the old mechanics of what a man can make it through. You keep showing up, keep tending, keep listening for the strain, and sometimes that's the difference between freezing and remaining. So let that guitar sound like metal, let that harmonica hiss like steam. Some souls ain't built for glory, they're built to keep things breathing. I got a boiler room heart, burning out of sight, keeping little lives warm through a hard black night. Ain't no spotlight down here, ain't no applause to start, just fire, rust, and duty in a boiler room heart. Yeah, out of sight, still doing its part. That boiler room heart. At the depot after midnight, You can smell the diesel in doubt. A woman holds a sleeping baby while the root board flickers out. An old man in a denim jacket keeps reading the same one page. And a kid with a guitar case by his knees looks too young to know this age. Coffee tastes like bad decisions. Plastic chairs hum with fatigue. And every soul in that room is carrying something bigger than their luggage seems. Under those depot lights, everybody waits alone for a road to open up, for a road that brings them home. And the blues move soft through the vending machine glow, saying some hearts travel far before they know where to go. Yeah, those depot lights burn all night on the ones still trying to get their lives right. Once rode out with $40, and a lie I told myself that distance could cure what hurt me, like pain belongs somewhere else. But every town I touched felt borrowed, every bed too thin and strange, till I learned a man keeps meeting the same old ache by a different name. Chicago called me back in silence, not with romance, not with grace, just with the sound of tires on wet streets and the thought of one familiar face. Now I sit here with my ticket folded, like a prayer I half believe, and watch the station doors keep opening for the ones who stay and leave. There's a holiness in bus depots. No one plans and no one brags, just plain old human weather and whole worlds inside cheap bags. If the blues know anything certain, it's that moving don't make you free. But sometimes one more ride at midnight is exactly where you need to be. So let the guitar sound like wheels turning, let the rhythm hum like tires. Some songs come dressed in sorrow, some come dressed in wires. And if the dawn finds me still riding with old hurt and no disguise, at least I'll be telling the truth tonight. Under those depot lights, under those depot lights, everybody waits alone for a road to open up, for a road that brings them home. And the blues move soft through the vending machine glow, Yeah, all night long they hold what breaks and mends. Those depot lights on strangers and old friends.
I used to work the door on Indiana at a club too small for all that sound. Big men in thin ties, women in satin, and the blues shaking the floorboards down. I seen kings with holes in their pockets, seen queens with tears behind their paint, seen a whole room turn to thunder at one bent note and one hard saint. I took the coats, I watched the faces, I learned who came to hide, who came to heal. And every Friday near about midnight, you could watch the whole city kneel. That doorman gospel still walks with me, low as the bass line, deep as memory. You stand there long enough, you learn what sorrow means, and how one true song can wash a room clean. Yeah, yeah, that doorman gospel ain't loud or grand, it's just a tired old truth a man can stand. There was a singer named Lucille Parker, voice like rain on a summer stream. She could turn a room full of hard men back into boys of 17. Then a guitarist out of K-Town would lean into a midnight run and make the whole place hold its breath, like mercy had finally come. I never touched a stage or spotlight, never wore applause around my name, but I carry stories in my shoulders, and I still burn with that old flame. Now the club is gone, turned into condos, glass and steel where the back door stood. But sometimes when the night gets honest, I hear that room like old bloodwood. I hear heels click, I hear chairs scrape, I hear a snare drum soft as smoke. And I remember how a city sounded before everything got bought and broke. Some people leave with silver trophies, some leave with rent and rent alone. walking me home in blue. That doorman gospel still walks with me, low as the bass line, deep as memory. You stand there long enough, you learn what sorrow means, and how one true song can wash a room clean. Yeah, that doorman gospel ain't loud or grand. It's just a tired old truth a man can't stand. Yeah, I can still hear it past midnight, past me. That doorman gospel still holding the key. There's a laundromat on 79th, open all night with a broken sign. Washers spinning like little old planets, dragging soap and sorrow through time. A woman folds her kids' school clothes with a jaw set hard and still. A man in boots reads yesterday's paper like he's learning how to swallow bills. I sit by the dryer with a canvas bag, in a week I can't explain, watching everybody clean what can be cleaned, while the rest sits in the stain. Laundromat rain on the windows wide, making the whole night blur. What we keep inside, and the blues move slow through the buzzing frame, like some hurts come out, but some stay the same. Yeah, laundromat rain knows what people hide under fluorescent light and a weary stride. There's a girl with nursing books beside her, highlighting words with tired eyes. The granddad nodding off near the change machine, like he ain't slept right in years gone by. No one here is asking questions, no one trying to play it grand, just caught a steaming private weather in the aching ordinary hands. That's Chicago too, not just the stages, not just the clubs and the old bar rooms, but these little islands after midnight, where life keeps humming through the gloom. I think about my mother ironing, back when money always ran thin, how she made the hard times look pressed flat, even when the strain showed through her skin. I think about the shirts I ruined working, the ones she would have saved
same low waves turning now. The dryers click like patient drummers. The rain keeps tapping out its tune, and I swear the whole place sounds like survival under that thin white moon. Maybe grace smells like detergent. Maybe peace comes warm and plain. Maybe love is just what stays with you after the spin cycle drains. So let that old harmonica breathe like steam against the glass, and let the song hold every soul here till another night is past. Laundromat rain on the windows wide, making the whole night blur. What we keep inside, and the blues move slow through the buzzing frame, like some hurts come out, but some stay the same. Yeah, laundromat rain knows what people hide under fluorescent light in a weary stride. Yeah, some stains fade, some never quite explain, but we all sit quiet in that laundromat rain.
Old Curtis kept a shine stand near the station on the westbound side, with a wooden box, 2 horsehair brushes, and a look that saw through pride. Lawyers, preachers, land cooks, hustlers, all set 1 foot on his throne, and somehow by the second buff and polish, they'd tell him things they'd never told at home. He'd say, leather talks if you listen, same as people when they're worn. Then he'd spit a little wisdom like a man too wise to warn. That shine red truth comes clear and slow. Life scuffs every man everywhere he goes, but if you sit still and let the old dust move, you might find your face in that shine red truth. Yeah, it ain't fancy, it ain't youth, it's just the hard-earned life of shine red truth. I was 20-something, full of thunder, thought speed could save me from myself. Thought
Bought a sharp suit and made a stronger man. Thought pain belonged to someone else. Curtis looked down at my city shoes, said, "Son, them toes tell all." Then he rubbed one sleeve against the leather till I saw my own blind sprawl. He said, "Ain't nothing wrong with dreaming, just don't let dreaming make you cruel. A man gets old by running empty, not by playing the fool." Years went by, that stand disappeared, like so many things that taught me right. But I still hear those brushes working when I'm dressing for the night. And when I catch myself talking too big or trying to outrun what's true, I think about that bent old shine box and the mirror he dragged through a shoe. That was the blues before I named it. Not on records, not on stage, but in the way a stranger scraped you clean and gave your pride some age. So let the guitar sound like brushing, let the rhythm keep that easy groove. Some lessons don't come shout, they come soft and they improve. And if I still carry anything clean in this heart that life ran through, a little of it came from Curtis and that shine rag truth. That shine rag truth comes clear and slow. Life scuffs every man everywhere he goes. But if you sit still and let the old dust move, you might find your face in that shine rag truth. Yeah, it ain't fancy, it ain't youth, it's just the hard-earned light of shine rag truth. Yeah, hard-earned light, that's what got me through. A little bit of mercy in that shine rag truth.
Miss Loretta cleared the parlor, rolled the rug and pinned her hair. Said if the landlord wants his money, we gon' sing it out the air. Folks came carrying pans and pound cake. Some brought bourbon, some brought beans. Some brought nothing but a dancing spirit and good souls under jeans. In them red party shoes, you can stomp down shame, turn a week of worry into a Saturday flame. When the pocket's thin and the bills break through, you learn how a room can live in them rent party shoes. There was a sliding man from Indiana who could make a bottle cry. A woman in a green dress laughing like she'd never learned to hide. Kids asleep on folded coats in the bedroom down the hall, and the whole place sweating mercy under one bare yellow bowl. Nobody in that house was wealthy, but nobody bowed that night. They turned trouble into rhythm and held it to the light. That's the kind of blues I honor, not just sorrow, not just scars, but the way folks make a kingdom out of borrowed chairs and jars. I've seen hard luck lose its posture when a backbeat hit the floor. And I swear I learned more freedom than money ever bought before. So let the snare stay dusty, let the piano grin. Some nights survival dances before it pays the rent. In them rent party shoes, you can stop down shame, turn a week of worry into a Saturday flame. And when the pocket's thin and the bills break through, you learn how a room can live in them rent party shoes. Yeah, a room can live and the soul renewed in them rent party shoes. There's a record shop off Ashland, run by a man named June, who talks about muddy like family and says the best side comes too soon. Dust on the bins, bell on the door, old posters curling at the seams, and every crackle from that turntable sounds like somebody's dream. Down on Needle Street, the dead still sing through paper sleeves and diamond rings, and every groove cuts clean and deep, like the kind of truth a man can keep. I lose myself and find my feet down on Needle Street. I found a 45 my old girl loved, tucked behind some junior wells, held it like a piece of weather I knew too good and too well. June looked up and didn't ask me who I was remembering. He just dropped that needle gentle, let the whole small room begin. That's the thing about old music, it don't flatter, it don't rush. It lays your life there on the counter and teaches heartbreak how to hush. Outside buses kept on groaning, snow melt ran along the curb. Inside the blues kept opening, things I never put in words. I thought I came there chasing vinyl, maybe I came there for repair, for one more hour inside a song where the past could breathe clean air. Maybe healing turns in circles, maybe memory needs a beat, maybe what saves a broken spirit is a room like Needle Street. Down on Needle Street, the dead still sing through paper sleeves and diamond rings, and every groove cuts clean and deep, like the kind of truth a man can keep. I lose myself and find my feet down on Needle Street. Yeah, I find my feet down on Needle Street. Down in the press room after 11, the whole floor shook like a freight train dream. ink on the cuffs, news on the rollers, and tomorrow being born in steam. You'd hear the city before it woke up. Murder strikes, ball scores, snow. All those headlines rolling black and silver before the first coffee had a chance to pour. I fed the sheets, I watched them thunder, watch words turn solid in the night. And I learned how history smells up close, like metal, sweat, and light. Press room midnight, rattling my bones, printing out the stories people call their own. Some are full of glory, some don't mean a thing, but every page comes breathing when the old machines sing. Yeah, press room midnight taught me plain and right how the world gets folded before first light. A copy boy named Raymond used to whistle every time the Cubs lost bad. Said sorrow sells better than sunshine, and folks trust the hurt they've had. Miss Evelyn read proofs in cat-eye glasses, could catch a lie from across the room. She'd say, print it clean or don't print nothing. Half-truths leave a longer bruise. There was a holiness in that racket, in everybody doing their part. Not for fame, not for applause, but because the morning had to start. Now the paper shrank, the press is thin, screens lit up where the old men stood. But I still miss that midnight thunder like a body misses what once did it good. There was weight in it you could hold, weight in the facts set cold and straight. Even when the story broke your spirit, at least it met you with its weight. And the blues ain't far from that, you know. Both tell it low, both tell it true. Both leave your hands a little stained after they've been through you. So let the snare hit like rollers, let the bass line rumble deep, let the harmonica drag like headlines no one really wants to keep. And let this song come off the presses, warm and black and new, for everybody who worked the dark to bring the morning through. Press room midnight, rattling my bones, printing out the stories people call their own. Some are full of glory, some don't mean a thing, but every page comes breathing when the old machines sing. Yeah, press room midnight taught me plain and right how the world gets folded before first light. Yeah, before first light, we were making truth take shape. down in that press room midnight with ink we could not escape. My granddad used to talk in low tones about the yards on the city's edge, where the smoke wore black on the morning and men stood close to hunger's ledge. He said the cattle cried before sunrise and the rails ran red with pay, but a man still brought his lunch pail home and got back up the next damn day. I didn't see those old stock gates standing by the time I knew my own name, but I swear I feel them in my bloodstream every time hard weather came under that stockyard moon. Men learned how to stand with cold in their lungs and blood on their hands. No velvet robe, no silver spoon, just grit and prayer under that stockyard moon. Yeah, the city still moves to that old hard tune beneath the bones of a stockyard moon. My uncle kept a photograph in a drawer of 6 men lined up in workday black. No smiles, no pose, just tired eyes, and a week they all had on their backs. He'd point and say, that one's your people, that one could carry twice his weight. Then he'd pour his coffee, slow as memory, and let the quiet educate. That's the thing about old Chicago, it don't brag about what it survived. It just leaves its strength in other people and lets the next ones keep it alive. Now there's condos where old pain once labored, and paved roads where the mud once clung. But history don't die because it's covered, it just hums under younger tongues. I hear it in the low slide guitar, I hear it in a backroom band, I hear it when a worn-out worker still comes home and holds his family's hand. That's blues to me, not just heartbreak, not just a woman or a room, but the sound of a people staying human under that stockyard moon. So let the bass sound like old hoof thunder, let the snare drag like a chain, let the harmonica call up mercy from the soot and sweat and strain. And if I sing with any backbone, if my voice holds anything true, it came from those who stood in darkness
under that stockyard moon. Under that stockyard moon, men learn how to stand with cold in their lungs and blood on their hands. No velvet rope, no silver spoon, just grit and prayer under that stockyard moon. Yeah, the city still moves to that old hard tune beneath the bones of a stockyard moon. Yeah, beneath the bones and the years that flew, I still hear my people in that stockyard